Well, thought I was gone again till August, fans. But guess what? Kenny's Two Pennies is back for a special episode. The annual rite of late spring for Orange fans. The Final Four of Lacrosse. Well, what do you know, Orange fans? A prodigal son returns. Greg Paulus decided because he had a year of eligibility left after using it in basketball down at Duke, guess what he's going to do? He's going to use that year of eligibility to play football right back here at Syracuse. The thing is, Mr. Paulus, why didn't you stay here in the first place? Heck, our fortunes could have been a little better on the football field the last 4 years had you stayed, but of course, Mr. Robinson had a lot to do with us going down the drain. But hopefully, Mr. Marone is definitely going to know what he's doing, bringing you back. And you know what? We need you back, Mr. Paulus. We're a little thin in the quarterback department. Ryan Nassib is right now penciled in as the starter. But let's hope over 4 years, Mr. Paulus, you haven't lost your touch, you Christian brother. Well, you know what? J.J. Abrams decided to retool and reintroduce Star Trek into our collective mind. It's been over 40 years since Gene Roddenberry and company first boldly gone where no man had gone before. But you know, the last few years the Star Trek franchise had started to become stale. Not like potato chips. But you know, Mr. Abrams retooled it and brought it back to the beginning. And you know what? He did a hell of a job. And kudos to Leonard Nimoy for such an interesting cameo as Spock. A later Spock with his really thoughtful intellectual mind, even if it's eminently logical that he show up. Well, a great person around this part of the woods is gonna get a well-deserved award. Sue Hocker became the first police officer here in the village of Seneca Falls. She is a lifelong friend and a truly great person to boot. But you know, if they foul up on the statue of you, Miss Hocker, when they put it on the Ludovico Trail, you know what you have? You have my permission to go after them. And I'm gonna hire Inner Circle when they come. Bad boys, what they gonna do? What they gonna do when Sue comes for you? Bad boys, what they gonna do? What they gonna do when Miss Hocker comes for you? Well, I'm starting to wonder this off-season with the Bills. Is it the Buffalo Bills or the Buffalo Raiders? Can't any Bills seem to stay out of trouble? First, Co Simpson, then Dante Whitner, then Marshawn Lynch, who has incurred a 3-game suspension, and now Hall of Famer to be Bruce Smith, arrested for drunken driving, and the big kicker, Corey McIntyre, arrested for public lewdness, supposedly fondling himself in front of a female. What's going on here? Of course, I know one good thing about fondling. That's what happens when bouncers watch Roadhouse. They go home and they fondle themselves. Patrick Swayze's hitting another guy! There. Guess what? Syracuse is back in a familiar spot. A Final Four, a 14-2 record compiled, and 2 big wins in the playoffs so far over the Saints of Siena and the Terrapins of Maryland. And guess, lo and behold, John Desco has us back in a familiar spot, the Final Four. Desco has been a great protege of the Simmons clan, Roy Sr. and Roy Jr. But of course, Roy III is now an assistant coach, and Desco has been a hell of a coach for the Orange. And guess what? Our opponent will be the Duke Blue Devils. But you know, this Blue Devil team is no Minders and no Krzyzewski, if you know what I mean. I don't see any guy named Krzyzewski on the Duke lacrosse team, but whatever. Duke has been a program on the rise in lacrosse fields. And you know what? They could challenge for the national title pretty quick. I just don't think they can handle the Orange just yet. If Syracuse is able to get past these Blue Devils, they'll play the winner of Cornell and Virginia. And it was Virginia who handed the Orange one of their 2 losses this season. But you know, it would be really sweet if Cornell was to beat Virginia. That would make an all-Central New York final for the Division I lacrosse title. The Big Red and the Orange. A colorful game, if you ask me. And if the Big Red are there, get out your chewing gum. Of course, Wrigley probably would say something. But you know, this could be a big weekend for lacrosse fans in Central New York. Not only could Syracuse again win the national title, in Division II, Lemoyne goes for another title, and in Division III, Cortland State goes for a title. This could be a big weekend for lacrosse fans here in Central New York. And let's hope Syracuse can win an 11th title, bring it to the Hill. And let's hope the tradition of the Simmonses, the Gates, and all the other members of the lacrosse team continue. Good luck, Orange. We're rooting for you. I'm Ken Haas. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Put my face on your shirt.